Hey there, train fans. Welcome back to the channel. My name's Chris. Appreciate you being here. We have in front of us a box from eBay. This particular item I have been hunting for quite some time. In fact, over a year and a half. So one finally popped up and got super excited and of course had to grab it to add to the old collection. So let's go ahead and get it opened up, see what we got here. Of course, this is going to be another item from my old Strasburg collection. Over the years, Nicholas Smith Trains out of Broomall, Pennsylvania, has put out a number of custom Strasburg items. And that included some Bobber Cabooses. In fact, they had two different Bobber Cabooses. One was in the Strasburg Railroad livery with traditional old-school egg-shaped logo. And they also put out another one that was in Pennsylvania Railroad livery, which is what the Bobber Caboose looks like today at Strasburg. So this here is the Strasburg livery. This is what they had back in the 60s and 70s. Oh yes, it's so tiny. So here we have our MTH Premier Strasburg Railroad Bobber Caboose. Number 10, exclusively from Nicholas Smith Trains. Let's get this out of there, take a closer look. Alright, so this was released by Nicholas Smith around 2019, so not too many years ago, but still very difficult to find. Those Strasburg collectors are hoarders of Strasburg items, which I can totally relate to. So this was advertised as being in lightly used condition. So looking at the photos and the description, it looked in really nice shape. So since this is such a rare item, I certainly don't mind something that was very gently used. Here we have it. Got that nice huge egg-shaped logo here. You have figured up here. Yeah, ooh. This little handrail has popped out, so we're going to have to definitely put that back in there before it gets broken. But other than that, just need to be reinserted. Looks to be in very nice shape. In fact, yeah, looking at the wheels and rollers here, very, very light runtime. So I do see some little bit of dust here in the hard to reach corners. So it's definitely on a layout or on display and got wiped down at some point. But yeah, one little nick of paint there in the handrail. If I can get that back in there. Okay, stay there. Yeah, overall this is in very, very lovely shape. I'm super glad to finally have this. It took me a long time to find it. Now, of course, you may be familiar that Lionel, when MTH was supposedly going out of business, sold a lot of their tooling, and Lionel picked up some of the MTH tooling. And one of those was the wood-sided Bobber Caboose. And of course, Lionel subsequently came out with their own Strasburg Bobber Caboose. So we'll go ahead and take a look and compare the two side by side. And we'll give this thing some power in a minute here, see if it illuminates, and take it for a spin. Alright, so in dusting this piece down, I saw that we have a little nick on the paint here by the stairs. There's one nick here on this ladder, but also we got another handrail post here sticking out, so we're going to have to go ahead and just give a little bit of Gorilla Glue, make sure that it stays where it needs to go, and I'll probably hit this one too since that's loose and popping out. So we'll get these secured up and take it from there. Okay, so this one handrail was being a super pain. After super gluing it, holding it for several minutes, 3 different attempts, it would still pop out just due to it being kind of bent out of shape and the tension. So I had to have it set overnight. So I used a handy dandy special tool this little cup coaster. So that seemed to have done the trick. We now have handrails that are in place, so we are ready to give this a run on the layout. Okay, we have our Bobber Caboose here on the tracks. Let's go ahead and give it some power, see if it lights on up. Hey, there we go, we have light. So this has a traditional light bulb, doesn't have LED, but it works, so that's great. And just for comparison, here we have the same tooling which was purchased by Lionel from MTH, and they cranked out this Bobber Caboose recently. So aesthetically they're very, very similar, just really minor differences in the colors and whatnot. But essentially it's the exact same thing. But I gotta say, both these Bobber Cabooses have really good heft to them due to the die-cast trucks down here on the bottom. So yeah, they don't fly off the tracks or anything, which is always a good thing. And just for another point of comparison, if you're a fan of my channel, you've noticed that I've done some other Strasburg Bobber Cabooses, some ancient ones by Atlas, which are 100% plastic. So don't expect that to be lighting up anytime soon. But yeah, things have come a long way from a plastic toy to this sweet looking MTH version to this really brightly colored and very well built Lionel variation. I gotta say, the Lionel one's like really strong. Like, this construction is just really, really well built, I gotta say. Very happy with my Bobber Cabooses here. To give a little history on the Bobber Caboose very briefly, the Strasburg Railroad Bobber Caboose is currently done up in Pennsylvania livery because it was originally a Pennsylvania Railroad caboose built in April 1910. And back in the day, they had that traditional egg-shaped logo, but they've gone back now to its traditional heritage livery. So MTH, as part of the special limited edition releases exclusively from Nicholas Smith trains, also had a variation of the modern livery in the Pennsylvania Railroad color schemes. So if you cross your fingers, you may see that in the near future on the channel here. So Lionel went with a different color scheme. Obviously, it's not the current Pennsylvania livery. It's a little bit more modern Strasburg theming here, which is fine. Nice to have a little bit of variation. This Strasburg Caboose, as many other Strasburg Railroad items, have changed in their liveries over the year. It's nice to see that progression. So you could focus on, you know, doing a specific period of time, whether it be 1960s or 2000s or 1990s, and have corresponding paint schemes to go with those prototypical coaches and engines. So lots of fun.
Dispatcher, am I cleared to the outbound?
Well, there we have it. The MTH Premier Strasburg Railroad Bobber Caboose number 10, which was exclusively from Nicholas Smith Trains, released circa 2019. Glad to finally have it as part of the Strasburg fleet and here on the layout and sharing it with all you folks. If you enjoyed checking it out with me, I do hope that you have already liked the video and have subscribed to the channel. Check out our other videos. I got one or two. And you can always support us on Patreon. We most appreciate it. Love to look forward to doing more interesting items in the future. Stay tuned. Thank you.